The man enters the password. The room door should open, but the next second, a miraculous scene happened. He actually came out of the right door. Back to this room again. The man was a bit puzzled. He stood for a moment, looked behind him, suspecting that he was hallucinating. But what happened next was far beyond the man's imagination. He pushed open the door to his right, thinking he could get out of here. Instead, he walked back into the room through the door on the left. The man pushed the door open again, while staring at the room, wanted to see what was going on here. But as soon as he turned his head, and found himself back to the original point. Now the man was completely dumbfounded. He retracted his foot like a lightning bolt. He took out the note from his jacket pocket. He hurriedly went to the combination lock, re-entered the code. But no matter how many times he entered it, the space behind the door remained unchanged. Every time he opened it, he returned to the empty room. After several attempts, the man collapsed. He covered his forehead with his hand in pain. Then he pulled down his hat again, covered his eyes, not knowing what to do. Thinking and thinking, the man finally comes up with a way to escape the room. He reached down and unhooked the kit from his waist, then pulled open the door, stuck the toolkit in the doorway to stop the door from closing. And then, the man forces himself to stay calm. Try not to look around. Just keep walking towards the door. I believe that if I don't stop, I will definitely be able to get out of this circular space. However, after walking for a short time, the man became a little anxious, from walking to running, and then from running to running wildly. Finally, he broke down and shouted. As a result, he ran until he was exhausted. He also failed to run out of this strange room. Finally, the man had to accept the reality. He can't get out now, can only calm down first, take his time to figure out what to do. So he regained his toolkit, pulled out a carton of milk from it, inserted a straw and gulped it down. After finishing it, the man leaned against the wall in some depression. Couldn't figure out how he was so unlucky. Fix a combination lock. How could he meet such a mysterious event? But I can't help it even if I can't figure it out. Right now, we must get out of here. Otherwise, I have nothing. In a short time, I will die of hunger here. Thinking of this, the man went to the door again, repeatedly entering the code, pushing the door panel open and close. However, no matter how many times he opened the door, the scene behind the door remained exactly the same. The man was desperate. He took out a small hammer and frantically smashed it against the wall, but the wall was unusually strong. No matter how hard he hit, but not even a trace left. Finally, the man simply threw the hammer, completely abandoned the idea of cutting the wall out. But the man did not just give up, face the wall and think for a while. He suddenly came up with a good idea. Man lying on the ground, through the left side of the upper body, crawled out from the right side, tries to grab his feet, wanted to see what would happen if he did so, but he was too short, couldn't reach it at all. No choice, the man had to give up the solution. Turned back to the combination lock, he took a step back and raised his hand. He hit the lock heavily, unexpectedly. This time, actually locked the two doors. The man walked to the door in disbelief. He found that the left door was tightly closed. He hurried to the right side again. He found that the door on this side also did not move at all. This time, the man was completely furious. He took the drill out of his hand. He quickly dismantled the combination lock he had managed to put in place and broke it into pieces, revealing the wires inside. Unexpectedly, just as the man was repairing the wire, the most outrageous thing happened.